Alright, today we've got the Mason Dumptank 30mm from Vaporgate. So let's take a look at this thing. 10 milliliter, 10 milliliter of juice. Yeah, no doubt. Spin top juice fill, so you'll see it's like the smock 2-post configuration, and so juice flow control and adjustable airflow control. Sucker up and take a look. So this is an RDTA, I guess is what they call them. Bag of goodies, scrub screws, screwdriver, center pin, and I'm assuming that is an O-ring for the top cap. Comes with other O-rings for the glass on it and for the fill, and then these little guys right here are used to put underneath this juice fill grommet O-ring to tighten up the top, and you'll see that here in a second where that comes in useful. So in the box you got spare glass, those goodies, and then the tank itself. So let's take a look here. The one I got's black, which is they call it black, but I think these are more like gunmetal gray. But so adjustable airflow. Nice big amount of airflow in that sucker. Adjustable center pin, designed by Vaporgate. Huge juice. Well, I mean, things are just massive. And then top, let's see here, top fill. So much like the smocks, put it in there. So this one's interesting because I think there's nothing that stops it from just floating in there and moving around, but we'll take a look at that when we get in there. I don't think it sits down in that, but yeah, so convenient top airflow, and then let's see, so it has juice flow control, so we can see the chimney in here. Let's see if we can get this to turn in or off or on. Yeah, looks like it's doing it. Maybe. Or I just tightened it down really a whole lot. Yeah. Okay, well, let's take this thing apart. So it's nice it unscrews from the chimney. That means if you got a little juice in there, you can still kind of sit with it. One of your O-rings on there. So yeah, that does go in there so it won't spin. Huge airflow on that. I don't think this is 510. No, that is much bigger. And there's no adapter. Pretty sure no adapter. So no 510 adapter. Huge build deck. Juice flow. Ports on that sucker. I was trying to see. I thought these moved, but I may be mistaken. We'll see once we get it built. But massive airflow on it. 2 airflow channels on there with the adjustable with a pin in it, which is interesting. It's different. Never really seen one with a pin on it. So let's do a quick build on this sucker. Let's see what we can get made on it. I'm going to do a fairly large build on this one, larger than I normally do. I'm going to do it at 3.5 millimeter for the coils, and I'm going to use my 22 gauge nichrome on this. Make this sucker huge. I'm going to do about 8 wraps on it. Let's see how that turns out. Alright. Those look pretty good. Let's take a look at it here. 0.20. Test fire on it. Right, there we go. Glowing nice and even from the center. It's a little, still a little spaced. Looks pretty even. I think we can call that good. Let that cool off for a second. And final is 0.24. Alright, now it's time to wick this sucker up. So get some cotton here. These are big coils, so I'm using a fair amount of cotton on this, but we'll still end up thinning it out. So we're gonna basically take and lay this down to where it comes right into these holes, right above it. All right, there we go. So you notice the trick is you want it to just be showing up, right? But you don't want to stuff it here into these. You want it to actually be kind of pretty much open. That one might be a little too long. You want the juice to go into here, and then to allow the cotton to wick it up. So this one's actually really good. This side, see, you don't see the cotton. The juice is going to go in here. It's going to hit that cotton and start to wick. Same on this side. And this one, again, I kind of like the other side. A little too long, but that's okay. You know, just make sure it's nice and fluffed in there. But you definitely want that juice to get in there. Otherwise, it's not going to wick well. Let's just put a little juice on it and test fire it. So, since it's a Vaporgate product, I decided I would use a Vaporgate juice. I mean, seems appropriate, right? So this is bilberry. Start off by just putting a little bit on the cotton here, getting it started. Do a little test fire on this sucker. Alright, let's put it back together and juice her up. Okay, let's put the sucker on my Rulo 2.3 because this is a 30mm mod. I need the biggest, or 30mm tank. I need a big mod. So still, as with most 30mm tanks or RDAs, it's gonna have a little hangover, but I don't know. It looks pretty good on here. See, this is what I would consider black. This is what I would consider gunmetal gray. Anyways, let's fill her up. And this is 10 milliliter of juice. This might take a minute. Something to keep in mind when you're filling it up, close off the airflow. Alright, so pretty much full. Let's open this sucker up and see if it's leaking everywhere. I obviously leaked a little bit from the juice itself. Alright, let's see if she floods. Nothing so far. And let's see what we got. We got 0.23. So drop that down a little bit. Start about 90. So it is nice that this is a Delrin drip tip on it, so it doesn't get real hot. Gonna go back down to about 85 watts. Tastes like bilberry. See how the juice is sitting in there. And the one that's got cotton's got a little air bubble in it, which is fine. A couple little air bubbles is good. Tasty. Good flavor on it. Good airflow. Wish I could see. So supposedly there's juice flow control on it, right? That's what the box said. Let's take a look. Spin top juice fill. Unique juice channels for no leak wicking, and adjustable airflow control. Okay, so I guess the juice flow is not adjustable. I was kind of hoping for that, but just as well. I don't see how it would be, so fair enough. No leaking, just normal condensation. Pleasantly happy with that. Not seeing any. Let's see if we can get it. Not seeing any juice there. Not seeing any juice there. Looks pretty dry. I think I actually wicked this one correctly. Sometimes that's a problem on these tanks, but every once in a while I get lucky if you do it right, which I might have actually done it right this time. Alright, cool. So that was the Mason Dumptank 30mm from Vaporgate Premium Colorado Liquid or e-liquid and hardware. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Thanks.